Welcome to Primetime, the penultimate show before we go down the rabbit hole. We got some big bouts, including a massive main event tonight. Strap on in, you're in for a beautiful, delicious road of action. So why don't we get into our opener tonight, right now. Well, we're kicking off tonight in the tag team division. Some of the best in the world have stepped up to the plate in recent weeks here on Primetime. But a team that's been absent has been the former tag champs Gallus.
The contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall on the way to the ring at a combined weight of 486 pounds. Joe Coffey and Mark Coffey Gallus.
These two savage brawlers are set to go toe-to-toe with potentially the number one contenders for the tag belts. Tonight, that's going to be put up to the test. Can they secure the victory? That is the real question here. The Coffey brothers are set for the first action together as a duo in quite some time. But their opponents made their return recently as well. They have knocked off G.O.D. They have knocked off the Motor City Machine Guns. Tonight,
And their opponents at a combined weight of 603 pounds. Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley Boys.
they're looking to knock off the team that beat them for the gold. And they do that. We're about to find out. As Devon looks ready. Humped up Devon. And just that cocky, smug look of Bubba. He takes this in. Can Team 3D do this? We're about to find out. As the threes go up. Let's get going. It's Mark Coffey versus Devon to start this battle off. And we're underway with our opener tonight. Devon striking sharp to begin this one off. And you look at this matchup, and originally you would have put this as a fairly easy battle for the Dudleys. A simple walkthrough of Gallus. But to their credit, Gallus always put up a fight. Very solid in their ring attributes. Bubba taunting Mark Coffey to start this one off. And it isn't until really Joe Coffey gets into the ring you start to see the skills and prowess that Gallus bring as a unit. As a Scottish Iron Man, typically the hard, vicious strikes. But for now, it is Mark Coffey taking it now to Bubba. Choo-choo train inbound, boom! Crashing the full body weight into that corner, and here comes Joe for the team. Yes, as we were saying, Joe kind of the bringer of offense, Trying to go exploder there. Can't get it. Instead, eats the lariat from Bubba, who, as we know, has been putting on some decent performances here as an Irish whip. Puts him in 3D corner. Joe gonna strike back, just brushing that forearm across the face of Bubba. And it does set up Mark for potentially a charge into the corner with a senton, but instead opts for the bulldog. And that forces Bubba's hand to roll out the ring. Now, as we said, 3D have been on a good run of form in recent weeks where they've beaten some of the hot prospects of IPW. Bear in mind, the Guns did beat Gallus in the form of Mark and Wolfgang. But they have yet to beat this variation of Gallus, the best variation. The championship winning sort. As these low punches connect and then a clubbing blow to the back here from Bubba. Setting up Coffee for some continual punishment. But it isn't now because he's caught in the wasteland. Joe tags out. Brings in his brother, who's caught in the electric chair as he's dropped on his back here by Devon. Devon bringing the pressure. It's Team 3D. Look to go for that combo, the doozy-doo in the middle. Drop the headbutts and pick up the prize. The damage done as Mark Coffey slowly crawls to the tag, but Bubba baits him in. Just one quick stomp. Stops that escape. That hurry, and now Bubba's set to fly. Misses the elbow. Mark Coffey looking to set him up into Gallus territory. Here's the tag. Mark brings in Joe. Up, over. Down goes the elbow. Nip up. Perfect execution by Gallus. Modified boss camel clutch there by Joe Coffey. Gets broken out of is now Devon enters the ring. And you kind of look at this and start to question who realistically is favored in this matchup. Both teams have been going back and forth, very favorable to neither side. Joe Coffey has been the lifeblood of this Gallus team. Meanwhile, Bubba and Devon have kind of spent even amount of time in this ring, as that's a big leaping forearm strike from Joe into the German. Beautiful combination. The Coffeys have kind of kept themselves fresh by frequently tagging in and out, but they are eating some big shots here from the Dudley boys. And a quick kick out there. There's a roll up now. Keeps this matchup close. A 1 count off that sneaky, dastardly pin from Mark Coffey, I should say. But here's the issue for Gallus right now. Really, they've been unable to hit any big offenses. There's the pop-up for the 3D, but it's a tandem offense maneuver. Not the finish. As Bubba hits the cutter. Going for the pin quickly. Down for the count, and Joe Coffey's in. He breaks it up and keeps his matchup alive for the team. Devon fired up. Hits the headbutt, beautifully executed there. And he's heading up top. Got Mark Coffey down prone. Drops the elbow, but misses wildly. Neither Dudley can hit that elbow. Mark Coffey's going to make him pay with an uppercut. Charges in. Hits the drop kick flush on the jaw. Beautiful execution. As Gallus, maybe it's their time to shine. Maybe they found an opportunity. Just wrenching on that leg. Mark Coffey Doing some damage here. Referee, perfect position to block our view. He's going to finally move out the way because there's an Irish whip sent towards him. A drop down. A leapfrog from Devon. The boot caught. No saving less grace. Instead, it's going to be a nice German suplex from Mark Coffey. Dish best served hard and snap style as Mark puts Devon in the corner, and Gallus setting up Devon for something big. Pops him up with the backdrop. And straight after that, Joe and Mark chasing down Devon, who rolled to the outside quickly there. Sensing danger, sensing maybe a turn in the tides that favored Gallus. We've seen it before. These two teams have battled for the championship. Gallus and Team 3D have traded victories against one another. Right now, this matchup bringing a very big statement maker towards our tag team championships as the count reaches 9. Joe Coffey makes it back in. The taunt begins. Devon's in, trying to catch hold of Joe, but Joe gets him up onto the shoulders. Electric chair position. Pops him up into German suplex. Joe Coffey brings so much in terms of them explosive Germans. Mark, he can fire back with some brutish shots, but he's been thwarted here by Bubba. The boot misses. Bubba's trying to connect, but cannot seem to do so. And that's a short arm clothesline from Mark Coffey. Trying to take the head off of his opponent, but Bubba, do you know who he is? He's one tough SOB. Hits back with that bulldog into some stomps, and now Bubba's running the ropes, tries to hit the big boot. Our referee once again, he loves that position, and who can blame him? Up and over goes Mark, who sets Bubba up, connects with the forearm smash, and Bubba's down for the count. Devon in to break it up, but that's the first sign of knockout offense from Gallus. And I don't think they're done yet. Bubba's in dire straits because in comes Joe Coffey. And we know he's got some big maneuvers in his back pocket. The backdrop there is once again smart maneuvers from Team 3D. Roll out of danger. Bait them in because they've done so here. Joe's caught. Sakai's off the apron. Baited in hard by Bubba. He's dropping that elbow. Tight position as well. Devon's going to get involved. As the count reaches 5. I believe Bubba's going to... Well, no, that's a bit dirty. Not going to just toss Joe back into the ring. Finally does so. The count going to be broken before we get to 3, and Bubba's going to now have to do some damage. Puts him in the corner, and there's Team 3D. Scoop, slam, down goes Joe. What's up? Connecting with ease is the Dudleys as they deliver that headbutt to the crotch, and Joe Coffey gets back to his feet right in front of Devon. Devon tries to grab it. Well, avoids the first grab, but the second caught. Butterfly suplex. The execution from Joe in these suplexes has been phenomenal. But he's caught STO there by Devon. I think the big man's going to tag out, bring in Bubba. And you can't really blame him because he has realistically suffered quite badly, but as has Bubba, he's eaten that big forearm cleave from Mark Coffey that started this match. Joe, very fresh, hasn't eaten the big offense just yet, and is that signature rollout after that tag in. Quite smart, if you ask me. buy the space you need. The issue is Bubba is chasing him down and is punishing him here. Both men returned back into the ring, and they're slowly getting up at the same time. Bubba in a better position, gonna catch his opponent. Backdrop reversal there. Could have been a pile driver attempt by Bubba Ray Dudley there. And Joe's gonna make him pay with some big shots to the face. Bubba back up, catching Joe, but Joe gonna fight back. A shot connects, takes the backs. No snap German. Instead, cheap shot. That close fist shot there by Bubba. As both teams make a tag. Joe's been busted open, but Mark's landing that running enziguri. That shot's a dropper, a killer, and he's going to set Devon up for the big forearm cleave. The face of Devon gets shattered. But Bubba's keeping this match intact. That second lariat, such a big clothesline from hell from Mark Coffey. And this is the style we expect to see from Gallus. That grit, that determination, them big blasting shots that do so much damage and work, but right now they're in trouble. No tag. Instead, Devon just hits the clubbing blow to the back and puts Mark in a difficult situation. Mark gonna catch Bubba, who tries to capitalize on it. Mark gonna charge in, hits this corner. Charge once again. Bubba. No, not gonna hit that corner. Caught with a tilt-the-world slam. Mark Coffey, resourceful, brings in his brother once again, and the Scottish Superman. I got a feeling he's gonna look to end this soon. Our referee, God, he loves that position. Who could blame him? But Bubba, who can blame him for looking for an ending? Pops him up into that cutter. The Bubba cutter connects and Mark Coffey's in. He breaks it up. Joe bleeding profusely. And this, folks, is your opener for the show, and it is delivering on all aspects of a performance. It's deserved of the main event, but this is a showcase of two of the best teams to ever do it here in IPW. Both former tag champs. Both greatness in IPW. Mark and Joe Coffey caught as Devon brings him down with God's last gift. Hits the leg drop to follow it up. Joe Coffey in trouble. Down for the count. And that's not it. An immediate kick out from Joe at the sound of the two. Devon maybe getting a bit frustrated. He thought he had this done. But there's the reversal. Joe puts him in his own corner. Territorial battle in jeopardy. But there's a Des Prez. And there's the big shots to even the bloody field. Bubba gets the cheap shot to round it out, though. But let's be honest, the two stars currently in the ring, bleeding and filled with red mist, is our ring right now. And you'll start to see blood dripping onto the canvas. But that will only happen if the bigger shots land to the face. And, well, there's a nice clubbing shot, followed up with another here by Joe Coffey. And he's now fired up. He's got Devon in a dangerous situation. Puts him in the corner. Tags out, realizing he's eaten some big shots here. And he set his brother up nicely to land that corner charge. Devon, though, catches him. Saving last grace. Plants him down for the count, and Joe Coffey's in. He keeps this matchup alive for another split second. He's going to fight out the grass for Devon as well. Buy his brother some time. But there's a clothesline from Devon as he drops Coffee. Meanwhile, Mark, tilt the world power slam, brings down Devon. This could be a beginning of an end. Maybe not. The shot countered. Devon lands the shoulder block. Mark Coffey in jeopardy. Because Devon won't slow down, puts him in the corner. Not going to go for the tag. Instead, sets him up like his brother. Tower of London, bang! Brings him down. Pinfall attempt. Devon into the pin. And finally, Team 3D cement their #1 contendership. They'll be going down the rabbit hole to face the Usos this Sunday. Let's be honest, it's a solid performance by both teams, really. I'm really impressed by the effort that Gallus put in. It's considering that first tag team match together as a unit in quite some time, to be honest. They put on this much of a showing against the Dudleys. It is a phenomenal one at that, but again, hats off to Team 3D. They have continued to showcase why they are the top dogs here in IPW's tag team division, or one of the top dogs since their return. But I kind of was saying that this really was down to how Joe Coffey performed in this match. And the fact he failed to land any of his big signature offense. It's kind of unfortunate for Team 3D. They fell short in that regard. Sorry, for Gallus's, they fell short in that regard. Mark Coffey hit some big offense, though, for the team. And that's really all that I can say as the count of 3 comes through for Team 3D.
Here are your winners, Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley Boys.
But what's next on the road for Gallus? That's what we need to be asking, because this was not a shoddy performance. Few teams along the road here on the Primetime side of things could be their next opponents. But one thing's for sure, Team 3D have a date with the Usos. Well, it looks like Tatum Paxley has a few words to say. Mic in hand, obviously. Last week, viciously assaulted by her tag partner, Gigi Doland, after her matchup. And it looks like she's calling someone to the ring. Looks to be Gigi Dolan. Doesn't even bother to show up. A lot of bad blood starting to form between these two. Will it be resolved down the rabbit hole? We'll see this coming weekend. It's time to shimmy and shake as a change of pace is needed to tonight's episode of Primetime. As it's a low swinging fruit to go getting, I don't know, what the hell is going on?
He's scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 268 pounds, D-Lo Brown.
For some reason, all that's going on in my brain right now is wanting to sing the song na 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 na, getting jiggy with it, you know. But D-Lo Brown coming out here, shimmy and shaking, ready to perform a brutal matchup here against, well, what could be potentially classed as a banger. Because, folks, the doors are open. Because it's Fight Night! The brawl is about to begin.
And his opponent from Dublin, Ireland, weighing in at 267 pounds, the Celtic Warrior,
Sheamus. Certainly a man on a mission, wanting to potentially knock out the entire IPW roster. Certainly, I've heard rumors that he has been petitioning to IPW Underground's general manager for a knockout tournament. Why is the crowd saying D'Lo sucks? This man is the master of the lowdown. And let's be honest, he is a great performer. As now he has Sheamus locked up in the side headlock, but Sheamus reversing the position into a back position, taking the shoulder and elbow control here, wrenching on the arm from behind. We look at this matchup, and he's starting to ask, who does this one really favor? Both bring phenomenal skills as performers. Both really can do transitional wrestling, but it comes down to basically finishes. The quicker execution of the bro kick could be the difference maker in this performance. Sheamus caught staggered here by D'Lo, sent for a run into that spinning enziguri. D'Lo landing big and now going for the roll-up, putting Sheamus in a difficult situation. And Sheamus reciprocating, running STO. Now beating his chest like he's won this matchup already. He might have, as he goes for the schoolboy position reverse here by D'Lo as he gets into another pinning predicament. Both men trading pinfall attempts there. Sadly for either man, none able to secure victory just yet. As D'Lo goes to the gut with the kick as they tie up for a third time. Who will win this battle? D'Lo takes wasted control here, and he's looking to maybe get a better position until the fact Sheamus takes control, but D'Lo back in control as he essentially is working over Sheamus right now. Side headlock position. Sheamus able to fight out of it. Fires through with that double axe. That standing double axe. And you kind of question who wants this more. Because right now, Sheamus sends D'Lo running into an elbow. Pop up, D'Lo reversing position. It has been back and forth. And now it's starting to slow down a bit, and might not favor D'Lo, really. His style known for being a bit more high-flying, captivating in his offense. But the fact that the pace has certainly shifted, you start to question who will win this, but D'Lo is landing some good shots here. Nice Power slam there. The scoop and a slam as he's standing above Sheamus. And this is not what you want to happen if you're the Celtic Warrior. Take it up top. Powerbomb position. Running sit-out powerbomb. D'Lo. My word. Sets him up. Sky high. Plants Sheamus down for the pin. Gonna get only a 2 in this situation. But let's be honest. Pretty potent. As he hits or misses the lowdown. Sheamus hits a big boot, but it's not the brogue just yet. Needs a little more before that comes shimmying and shaking down the throat. But D'Lo, he's shimmying and shaking, tries to drop the leg. Sheamus reciprocates with a drop kick. Both men really giving it their all as Sheamus, I think he's thinking Celtic cross. No. Change of position. Up and around. Yes, he is thinking Celtic cross. And he stuns D'Lo into the bottom turnbuckle. Huge impact off that maneuver. D'Lo kicks out in time. But Sheamus, my word, he's turned the tune in his favor. And he is feeling himself. Shot after shot lands. This is turning into a mugging. D'Lo gave it his all in the early goings, but Sheamus has certainly had the better stand here at this stage of the match. And Sheamus fired up now. A comeback of sorts brings down D'Lo in that Dominator. Pinfall attempt. Nets the 2. Sheamus almost able to net victory, but needs a little more here because the shimmying and shaking from D'Lo has kept him alive in this bout. Picks him up. Scoops him up to the shoulders. I think he's going for it again. No! Instead, white noise connects. And Sheamus putting on a clinic here is the deadlift powerbomb. No change of positions once again. D'Lo, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. You're going into that bottom turnbuckle. No! Into the ropes. Whiplash across each of them. Pinfall attempt. And no, not enough just yet. Sheamus, you've got that one big maneuver in your arsenal. And you've not resorted to it yet. Is it time for a brogue kick? It's D'Lo. Catches him. Nice power slam there. Is this the opportunity D'Lo needed? Sky high! Go Sheamus! Planted down, and D'Lo's not done. Up. Oh no, reversal of fate. Can't hit the four-way slam, and Sheamus is going to beat the chest because he is about to take his head off. Running power slam. There's D'Lo taking Sheamus's head maybe. And Sheamus is in the drop zone. Oh no. Has the Celtic Warrior missed his opportunity? Because there's the lowdown. D'Lo into the pin. Our referee begins the count, but Sheamus able to kick out in time. The shimmy and the shake. No. Can't connect. And Sheamus finally. Has he had enough? Has he had enough of the antics of D'Lo Brown? Again, the beat begins. And again, you question, will he fire the kill shot? We know he wants the KO division in IPW Underground, but will he get it? He sends D'Lo running. Bro kick connects. That's the kill shot. That's the moneymaker. That's the match. That one kick is all that was needed to seal the deal. But you can't disregard the previous big shots landed by Sheamus to set up for that brogue. 2 Celtic crosses, a white noise, and then a lot of other big shots. D'Lo, though, did his best and certainly put up a good showing here against Sheamus. A couple of sky highs and low down, but it's not enough. When the Celtic Warrior is just on that other level, you're going for a ride, and it's not pretty as a head snaps across all the ropes there. Whiplash, certainly the effect of it. This, you thought may have done it. This, even more so. But no. Big kick out by Sheamus. And then the punishment ends. Boom. Brogue kick. Takes the skull clean off of D'Lo. And earns Sheamus the win.
Here is your winner, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus!
You can certainly see how much it means to Sheamus earning this victory here tonight. Who didn't expect Fatal Influence to have an impact on a primetime show? Well, that's Jasmine Nix coming down alone here for this one.
The following contest is a 6-woman tag match. Introducing first, representing Fatal Influence from New York, one half of the undisputed Women's World Tag Team Champions, Jack Nick S.
Jasmine Nix out here for 6-woman tag team action. And it's usually accompanied by a couple of other women from Fatal Influence. It's certainly interesting to note that, well, JC Jane is not out here alongside her tag partner. That's certainly interesting. They didn't come out together, but there's usually a reason. Well, this lady coming out, this is expected.
And representing Fatal Influence from Chelsea, Michigan, the undisputed Women's World Champion and the undisputed Women's Television Champion, Fallon Henley.
Well, I didn't get to say it in the intro to her entrance. It's time to saddle up with the champ in the house. And, well, as we were starting to say, JC Jane usually out here with Jasmine Nix. And that's maybe a reason she isn't. Obviously, earlier in the show, Tatum Paxley, Gigi Dolan having some issues. Tatum challenging Gigi to come out, to stare down. Gigi not coming out. Maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe after last week. Who knows? But right now, Fatal Influence in full force. As here comes the 4th member of the team. The manager, Kiana James.
Representing Fatal from Sioux City, Iowa, Kiana James.
All green goodness for tonight's episode of Primetime for Fatal Influence. They look ready, as this is a unique lineup for them. It's the champ and the two young upstarts of the Fatal Influence lineup working together, going toe-to-toe with who? That's the question. Woo! 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 This explains a lot. Eve Torres has put together a team of women with contention with Fatal Influence.
And from Dublin, Ireland, Lyra
Valkyria currently having issue with Kiana James. Woo! 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 And, well, it's documented that Lyra does not like Fatal Influence. Obviously, a lot of history between her and Fallon Henley. She was dethroned by the double champ. Lyra potentially looking to seek revenge against them for that loss, but that will have to come down the road. Not been in contention for the belts for some time, but now maybe she's getting there. Who knows? But this lady, she could be challenger.
Auckland, New Zealand, Toni Storm.
As timeless Toni Storm, lights are on, the camera's set. It's action time for her as she makes her way to the ring. And let's be honest, this is probably one of her greatest performances so far here in IPW. A very solid record in the women's division. And during the road to Resolve, certainly put on one hell of a climb up the rankings. Almost getting into the top 4 of the division. But narrowly missing out, obviously. As such tonight, maybe getting a win over Undisputed Women's World Champion would get her into a better position. Who knows? One thing's for sure. This is not going to be an easy matchup for any lady involved in this. It's a timeless one, looks ready. But who is their last partner?
It's not over until I win.
Well, this is certainly a huge pickup.
And from Austin, Texas, Jordan Grace.
The former TNA Knockouts champion in the house as Jordan Grace set to compete. Big Mama Pump, as she's also known by. And this is certainly an interesting pickup. This is, I believe, her second ever bout here in IPW. And a chance to shine against the champion. Always nice, but realistically, you've got two women in Toni Storm and Lyra Valkyria who have certainly got their eyes on the prize. Jordan Grace, hired muscle, it seems. But let's get it on. It's Jasmine Nix and Lyra Valkyria to start it off for their respective teams. And Nix lands some shots, but now Valkyria just slapping back harder. In this situation, you kind of look and see who will be probably the better of the two, as that's a big ripcord knee. Nyx did have a potential run towards the television championship. In fact, I believe she was involved in the matchup that Lyra Valkyria won the belt in. Now, that being said, Nyx obviously lost that championship bout, but right now she's getting a chance to maybe stomp away, punish Valkyria. For Kiana James, that's a beautiful moonsault, let's be honest. Execution perfectly done there by Nyx as well. She's giving her partner Kiana James some easy pickings here over Valkyria, who's, well, now firing back. Nice strength screw leg whip. And now she's going to booty pop and moonsault. You heard the snap there, that crash, that crushing of the bones. These shots begin to land onto the back of Jasmine Nyx. Ready. Valkyria looking to fly. Hits the drop kick. Perfectly executed there. Tag out and in comes the champ. These two, no love lost. As well, it's the former television champ and the reigning champ battling. Fallon fires back. She now grabs a hold of Valkyria, but Valkyria out of the grasp of the champ. Boom. Beautiful enziguri. Flattens Henley. Fallon eats some shots here. Valkyria, she's too quick, nimble. She's striking with fury. We said she's got some pent-up frustration here against Fatal Influence, and she's certainly taking it out as she's looking to fly. The champ in the drop zone. That's a frog splash. Connecting with ease. The champion in trouble early. But Jasmine Nyx saving the day for the team. Lyra has looked phenomenal. And in comes a potential #1 contender to Fallon Henley's title. Nice vertical suplex combo from Valkyria and Toni Storm. This is a timeless one. Goes for the cover early. Immediate kick out from Henley at 1. This is certainly a bit of an interesting situation. And, in fact, it's well documented here in IPW that Fatal Influence, individually or as a tag team, work well, but 3 or 4 woman matches, they struggle quite a bit. As well, Tony fires back. Fisherman's no. Roll up. Fallon trying to steal it into the pin. Down for the count. Only gets a 1. The champ firing into this matchup. He's had enough of taking the punishment here for the team, and she is now going to fire through. Nice kick there. Catches Tony. Backbreaker into the Rainmaker. Storm trying to escape the double champ's grasp. And this isn't a reign of terror here in IPW. This is a reign, record-setting reign from Fallon Henley. And we ask ourselves, who will dethrone her? As that's a beautiful blockbuster. Flying off the top, putting down Toni Storm. There's the kick, and it's hold down time. But yeah, getting back on topic, we always wonder who will take out the champion. She holds multiple belts here in IPW as well, and that is something that needs to be concerned, or concerning thing for most, because Henley can just whittle you down, and she's got a rear naked choke here applied. The sleeper hold. Well, she put Storm to sleep. Valkyria and Grace not unsettled over that situation, but Fallon, she's taken control here. Runs the ropes. Up. No. Misses the clubbing blow to the back of the head. Storm misses the fire back shot. Fallon going to send her running. Kitchen sink avoided. But toe down is not. The big knee strike, shattering the jaw. Pinfall attempt. The champion has done a considerable amount of work here against the Timeless One. And you start to wonder, is this inevitable? The champ forever to hold the undisputed Women's World Championship. We get a first taste of Jordynne Grace and Kiana James now. Grace, Death Valley driver. Kiana back up quickly. He's immediately grabbed here by Jordynne Grace. He's working over, well, doing a nice amount of work here against Kiana, and Kiana's in the drop zone. This is not good. Up, down, no, knees up. Kiana protected herself, but she's caught again onto the shoulders of Kiana James. Death Valley driver. Pinfall attempt, 1. And an immediate kick out. Kiana, she's getting too overzealous, rushing in and getting punished here by Jordynne Grace, who hits the back fist. Big Mama Pump sizing her up. We've seen that shot before. Trademark JC Jane and Kiana James, but Big Mama Pump's had enough. Drives her into the mat. Kiana has just had zero chance to fire in. Finally, back position, but reverse bulldogged. And the head just being brutalized like it's a punching bag for Jordynne Grace. Start to think maybe it's going to be busted open soon as well. She's put down again, the scoopy and the slammy. Will Kiana get the legs up this time? The answer's no. Pinfall attempt, Grace is into it. The champ's in, breaks it up. The matchup stays alive as Valkyria comes in. Kiana crawling. Will she make the tag? The answer's no. Valkyria grabs her. This is what Lyra wanted. A chance to get at Kiana James. She's already brutalized her with a kendo stick. Kiana's fired back though. You mustn't forget that. This is the first time these two are facing off in the squared circle without any issue, as the deadlift gut wrench into the powerbomb. Valkyria is getting into a very solid state. Obviously, she had a month off. It looks like she's practiced her power game. Kiana realizes the danger. Tag out. In comes Jasmine Nix. Superman punch connects. And that's the skull of Lyra Valkyria shattering. There's the big knee strike. Nix into the pin as well. Both Grace and Toni Storm into the ring to break it up. And here comes trouble. The champ's in. Running senton. Henley sizing up Valkyria. Lyra realizes the danger, fires back some shots. The champ in trouble, but she sends Valkyria running up into that dropkick. Pinfall attempt here for Henley. Referee slow into position, but goes for the count. Barely, just a quick shudder to get the knee off, well, the shoulder off the mat. And Henley not going to get the win just yet. She's firing some big shots, though. Visibly frustrated shots. Valkyria's boot caught. Henley with the punch. And then the follow-up to secure it. The champion has whittled down Lyra. And now he's leaving the scraps to the dogs, the hounds of Fatal Influence. Jasmine Nix into the picture, but she's caught up. Snap vertical suplexed. Caught exploder from Lyra Valkyria. And you start to wonder, you start to question. Has Lyra got it in the tank to end this? It certainly looks like it. Up on the shoulders is Nix. Nightwing down into the mat. Fallon's back in, breaks it up for the team. But that's job done if you're Lyra Valkyria. You put down Jasmine Nix with the Nightwing. Bring in Grace, and Grace is caught. Spinning elbow, that rolling encore. We know it is JC Jade's finisher, but Jasmine Nix lands it perfectly. A partner's big time shot. Bought her space for a brief moment, but now it's Grace in control. Irish whip. Tries to grab Nix, can't do so. Instead, it's a shoulder block to put Nix down. Grace. Up in the air. Stalling. Jackhammer. Nix up quick. But she's caught immediately. Snap German. And it's the issue for these women of getting up too quickly. Springboard. Forearm cleave from Nix. Buys her some space. Goes for the pin. Grace is down. The head gets hit by the referee's count, which wakes her up to kick out at 1. Nix. Scoop and a slam. Down goes Grace. Jordan. Scoops her up. World's strongest slam. Big Mama Pump's feeling herself. She's doing some work here. Stalling her up in the air. Nix out the back. Takes out the leg. No jackhammer this time. Boots to the midsection and a knee to the face. Nix has bought space for the champion to enter the picture once again. Down with the famous that's busted open John Grace. Pinfall attempt. Not enough just yet. The champ in to pick up the pieces. Grace could do some damage here. As the champion on the top rope. Stacks her up. My word, is she thinking, Muscle Buster! Samoa Joe. Undisputed World Heavyweight Champions maneuver being used. Now pump handle slam from Grace onto the illegal woman. Henley takes out the leg. She's legal. This is getting fatal. As Fatal Influence have done the dirty off the referee being taken out. Fallon seizing the day. Up, hooks her up. Side Russian leg sweep. That was explosive from Henley. Lining up. Jordan Grace for the finish. Up to the sky. Power bomb. Anything Big Mama Pump can do, Fallon can do better. Power. She's got it. Got wrench. Pump handle, sorry. She's got it. Pinfall attempt. The champion looking to win this. But Valkyria quickly in to save the day for her team. But got an issue for Jordan Grace. She is now being brutalized. Frustration starting to set in for the champ. Henley taunting, realizing she's in control as well. Grace tags out. In comes Lyra Valkyria, and Valkyria's eating some shots. The champ has Valkyria set up. Oh, down. Connects. Like it or not, the champion just hits better. Goes for the pin. Grace is in. He breaks it up. It's still anyone's match, but the champion has showcased why she's champ. At this stage, she does not care what the result is. She has demonstrated she could take it to all three of these women. Nice face buster there by Henley. And now you start to question. Does any of these women deserve the next title shot? Because let's be honest, Henley will have to defend a boot, but that's a big boot. I meant belt instead of boot. She'll have to defend the belts at some point. Right now, she is in a good stead to defend them. If these are the challenges, no one's stepping up to her. A scoop. World's strongest slam from Henley. Puts down Storm. And that was right in front of Jordan Grace. Tag out, and finally Kiana James, legal again, takes the back of Storm. My word. Raw power to hit that German. Kiana is looking for that kill shot. Boom! The forearm cleave to the back of the skull. We saw it earlier in the match from someone other than Kiana James. And it nearly netted the victory there. This might. Boom! Spine buster. Nip up from Storm. Avoids the grasp and takes down Kiana with a lariat. Probably the two freshest ladies in this battle. Kiana misses. Storm doesn't. Snap German connects. The Timeless One had enough. Brings in Jordan Grace to face Kiana James. A big mama pump, goats pump handle. Stacks Kiana. And busts her open. Both the legal ladies bleeding. And you can see Grace not afraid about blood trickling down the face if she's able to pose on the back of Kiana. Storm legal once more. And the count begins here. Kiana gets up at 2. And just quickly take control of Grace. Sends her. No. She's sent running into the tables here at ringside. Lyra going to return Kiana in. And now Storm. She's got an easy target, but Kiana fights back. She bites back, and she will end that. Setting her up. Back breaker. Connecting with ease. And, well, I've got a feeling Jasmine Nix might be able to seal the deal for fatal influence. Remember, folks, this isn't even your main event. 4th bout of the night, and it's the 4th biggie. Let's be honest, all our bouts have been beautiful tonight. Let's cut straight to the chase. Honestly, our opener delivered on all aspects as Nix. She's got Grace up. GTH. The skull-shattering shot. Not going to earn the victory, but it does a lot of damage. The big roundhouse misses. Grace sends Nix running. A drop down. Picks her up and brings her down. A bitter ending type shot as there's the pin. Only good for 2. Nix eats a back fist shot from Grace. Fighters back with a jawbreaker. Grace eats a shot to the back. And now caught. No. Oh, it's caught. Knees to the face. That's a Kiana James-esque maneuver. And you see it. in Fatal Influence's repertoire. They learn from one another. They deliver high octane offense off of one another as Henley climbs the ropes. That's a bad timing. Gives Grace the opportunity to escape. Meanwhile, Storm hits that. Whatever it was classy. A nip up from Henley. And she's caught. Storm. 0. Spikes the champ on the skull. The pinfall attempt is not going to be good enough. Jasmine Nix breaks it up for the team. And Storm, she's going to have to do something dangerous. And that's bringing Lyra Valkyria, because here she gets to swing. Misses the heel kick. Henley caught. Up on the shoulders. Nightwing connects. The champ in trouble. 1, 2, 3. Fallon Henley eats a loss. And I repeat, Fallon Henley eats the loss. Not Kiana James. Not Jasmine Nix. The double champ loses to Lyra Valkyria. I have a feeling we're not done with those two battling, but again, Lyra needs to get squared off with Kiana James before she gets to see the champion in a ring again. That'll be settled this weekend, but let's be honest, Timeless One catching Fallon Henley, and then the Storm Zero just spiking her. Jordan Grace pivotal in that maneuver. That spinning heel kick crushing Henley's head, and then the Nightwing seals the deal. Valkyria, Storm, and Grace victorious.
Here are your winners, Lyra Valkyria, Tony Storm, and Jordan Grace.
A great victory for these three ladies. Can they ride the wave of momentum into this weekend? Well, after that very explosive tag team match, let's keep the focus on mixed tag teams, but bring it to the singles action.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Street Profits from Chicago, Illinois. Weighing in at 232 pounds, one half of the undisputed mixed tag champions, Montez Ford.
You heard Alicia Taylor right. We got new mixed tag champs last week during the Halloween special. Hell in a Cell opener. Montez Ford and Bianca Belair dethroned the Alpha Academy. Tonight, Montez looks to party. Wants to ride that wave of momentum into another performance tonight and net himself a second win. But to get the win, he's got to go through this man.
And his opponent, representing the Alpha Academy from Superior, Wisconsin, weighing in at 330 pounds, Otis
it feels odd not seeing this man with the championship, let's be honest. But the Alpha Academy lost last week in that hellacious opener. And now, the chance to get the belts back will be given to them at going down the rabbit hole. As the crowd wants to smoke, as do I. But let's get going. Montez misses the opening shot, so we're going to get a nice casual tie-up between these two. How you typically expect to go to Otis as we get a clean break from the two men involved. And as stated, you do expect this to be a close battle. Power goes to Otis, speed, agility, and aerial offense to Montez. Both men, former tag team champions, and obviously now mixed tag champions. And it's interesting to kind of watch this because obviously known for being more inclined to do cohesive tag team type attacks and bring it offense that's unique to them to allow for their partners to shine. Well, there's Montez getting a bit cheap. He's had enough of this chain grappling there. But typically speaking, you expect, well, stars to really just bring it in a situation like this where they've got no protection, no safety net. They have to go all out in singles bouts, and it looks like Montez is doing so already. Springboard up, down hits the crossbody. Flattens Otis and goes for the pin. Montez, we know, very good at his high-flying offense, and well, he utilizes his lanky base to really throw caution to the wind. He can do things with them legs that not many, well, men are capable of doing. And honestly, I don't think many will want to be doing it, but hey, each their own. As now Montez still in control, the champ. Boom, PK. Channeling his inner Zack Sabre Jr. and now maybe channeling his inner Rock. Up and over. Choo choo, People's moonsault. You could hear the bullet ricochet off that one. As well, Otis reverses the tune. Irish whip sends Montez into the corner. And the locomotive that is Otis fired up, ready to shock and end Ford here if he can do it. Catches the punch. Takes the gut. Montez, you go for a ride, mate. Pop-up powerbomb. Down for the pin. Gets the 2 and the champ kicks out in time. And we have to savor the word champ if you're Montez Ford, because there isn't many opportunities you get to hold gold here in IPW. If they lose on the weekend, the belts go back to the Alpha Academy, and they will become 3-time tag champs. Beautiful belly to belly from Otis as the pinfall comes through. He thinks he's done enough. The answer to that is no. There's a quick kick out by Ford, who nips up, and both men miss their big shot. Well, it seemed as Montez is taken out, but that's the Street Profits music kicking in. Who's coming out? Clearly no one, as Montez takes advantage of the situation. He sends Otis running. Beautiful drop kick. He lands it perfectly cleanly as he takes Otis down for a 1 count. That's the buy back into the match for Otis. For Montez. Hits the DDT. And Otis is in the drop zone. I went districts where Montez lives. That's a spinning frog splash. Executed to perfection. Only good enough for a 2 though. As Otis staying alive in this matchup. Now is it time for Montez to get down and dirty with his striking? Is it time to put an end to Otis? Well, Otis, he's not going to allow that to happen. Forces Montez away. Crashes in the corner. And well, all aboard the choo-choo train. Choo-choo. Drop the elbow. The Caterpillar connects into the pin. 1, 2. No. Near fall for Otis there. As the champion reeling, and he's going to make him reel some more. Powerbomb position. Fireman's carry. Uh-oh. World's strongest slam. Stacks on top of him. But not enough for the win just yet. Nerve hold applied here by Otis, and Montez quickly out of it. Escapes the submission, and now, what's he thinking here? Trying to pile driver him? No, the answer is a backdrop. And you look at this bout, you see 2 really even stars right now. Giving it their all so far, but Otis might be looking to end it here. Deadlift powerbomb. Just spikes Montez down. Montez needs to really come back here. Otis has seized control. The big man typically does not slow down from that situation. And well, you can't lift him because he'll crush you. Montez learns that the hard way. Eats the short arm clothesline for that effort as well. And this is our co-main event. Certainly delivering. As Montez hits the knee. Not going to go springboard. Instead, rolls in. Avoids that shot, but eats that second. A hip toss. Causes some space here. And he's feeling himself. Through. Hits that swinging neck breaker. Into the pin. He's got the smoke, but has he got the dub? The answer's no. A little more needed as he heads up top, and he's caught off at the pass. Still able to drop the axe. And, well, that's letting people know his thoughts on the former champion there. That just symphony of crotch chops. But Otis does not respond well to disrespect. The roll-up, not enough. But the former champion has the current champ where he wants him. Lines him up. Not going to scoop him up. Montez, has he done enough to steal it? Boom. Brings him down. Right in the landing pad. Hits that spinning frog splash. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Ball game. Montez was hooping, bringing the smoke, and showing why he won that belt. Otis had his shot, but failed to convert. Meanwhile, Montez took that timing, took that mistake, rode the wave of success for the victory. That was the first of many big hits for Montez there, that frog splash. And then it kind of became unnerving. The choo-choo train that was Otis left the station. In the end, it got derailed before the final stop. Montez lived to fight another day, because this Sunday, these two will have to go toe-to-toe once again. Seen Hell in a Cell. But I have a feeling our general manager, Eve Torres, has something better in line for these two teams.
Here is your winner, Montez Ford.
But as it stands, Montez stands tall here tonight in our co-main event. With the co-main event done, main event is right about now. Let's kick it up a notch and let's get into this bad boy.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Well, the former champs in the house. As a crowd serenades him on his entrance to the ring. A short-lived undisputed world heavyweight title reign for Rhodes here in IPW leads him to a path to reclaim glory.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
The biggest problem, though, for Rhodes is there are several stars currently standing above him in the rankings, and currently a lot hotter than he is in terms of their activity here on Primetime. Whoa! One of them you may have just seen. This man has been on a conquest. We've talked about it since his debut, since the showdown. He's taken big scalps. He's returned to Primetime after the draft. And now, he looks for glory. The battle of the Joes is upon us. And tonight, Roman has backup.
And his opponent
accompanied by the wise man. He has new vigor behind him. Something he's lacked when it comes down to the big moments. Yet to earn the title of #1 contender, let alone champion. The tribal chief could be closing in on history here in IPW. Closing in on that thing he yearns for. Can he do it? It's a difficult question to ask, but there are several things still obstructing that championship. #1 is his opponent tonight. Rhodes wants his rematch for the belt. But to get it, he must beat the man that has been wrecking the competition here on Primetime. Our main event decides the #1 contender, the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship, at, well, going down the rabbit hole. Rhodes out of the gate fast. And we look at this match. We talk to you about the styles that these two men possess. Power, raw brutality is Reigns' moniker. Now with the wise men behind him, maybe an added edge in that regard as well. Rhodes' durability, resilience. Submissions do work in his wheelhouse, but you've got to think it is that fast surprise offense that really puts him in good stead. These two have battled several times in their careers. As Reigns gets dirty, our referee spots it and does not allow it to happen. Interesting to see our first tie-up here go in favor of Cody in the corner. Reigns battling back. And this time, the tribal chief overpowers Rhodes into the other corner. Going side to side here as Reigns takes the back. Nice Blue Thunder. Put down Rhodes. And we've already seen it early in this match, but we didn't mention it. Paul Heyman, that added factor, has already got involved in this matchup, chucking in a sledgehammer. While neither man used it, it certainly has distracted the referee. It has taken her eye off of the competition happening in front of her, and that's always something that Heyman wants to do. He wants to keep the referee guessing. He wants to keep her in a position where it will favor the tribal chief. Rhodes now on the receiving end is able to escape out the back door. And that's typically a good sign for him. He's able to, when he gets behind an opponent, set up pretty easily for that crossroads. Whether or not he does so is a different question, but As it stands right now, he is in a good place. He is able to keep up with Reigns, and he is able to send him crashing right in front of the the wise man. Problem is for Rhodes, he's let Roman take over, given space to recover, and he's going to capitalize with a Blue Thunder. And you kind of look at this match, and obviously this is the first time we're seeing the wise man in the corner of Reigns, and you question, there's a Superman punch, never mind that question. It's big explosive offense out from Roman as he lands that shot, and well, that's usually followed by a typical ooh and an ah. Reigns is not going for it just yet. Instead, he baits Cody into firing shots. But getting back onto the topic, you kind of wonder, have Roman and the wise man been game planning? Well, certainly, they're expecting that game, as there's the pedigree. The kick out at 1 for Roman. And the wise man's getting involved, as there's a crossroads pinfall attempt. Roman's busted open. The referee spotted the turnbuckle was gone. That brief second gave Roman chance to kick out. Need to focus on the fact that, well, Roman's busted open. That just paints a target on the skull of the tribal chief for Cody to keep swinging his shots, but Roman's just firing back full throttle with that spear. You've got to think Roman's going to look to bust open, get some revenge on Cody for causing him to bleed. Reigns. Gun stun. Puts down Cody. Goes for a pin here. I don't feel he's looking to win it. Well, Cody barely getting that shoulder off the mat. That could have been it, though. Rhodes back to his feet. Grabbed a hold of immediately, but fires back with a shot to the gut and then a shot to the chest. Rhodes, we know, can really turn the tempo of a match when given a shot to. But right now, this is all Reigns. This is his domain, his yard. As the big dog is fired up, he's sizing up Cody for that Superman punch. As it connects flush on the skull. Remember, it isn't Cody busted open, it is Reigns, but Reigns will keep on trying to bust Cody open. Referee continuing to count up to a 5. Reigns back into the ring. Cody caught napping, and Reigns cuts him in half. The spear connects down for the count. Almost gets it. Right in front of our camera, you see the frustration setting in for Reigns. An Irish whip. Tilt the world. That slam puts Cody down. Cody doesn't stay down for long. Crossroads connects. That quick strike shutting down Reigns for a brief second isn't enough. The moonsault might do it. In fact, Cody does go for the pin off of it. And it's Reigns up with the shoulder at 1. Both men really giving it their all here. Both know what's at stake. Reigns called Rhodes up. Looking to fly, drops the axe, crowns him. Cody thinks it's his kingdom, but the tribal chief Currently reigning supreme in this match. All that's left to happen is a coronation DDT, but right now, Reigns, no, may have been thinking guillotine. Rhodes stops it. Nice vertical suplex. Capitalize on the situation. Bulldog from Cody. As I believe Reigns may have been going neck breaker. But Cody, he's going crossroads. Reigns is not allowing that to happen. The third shot's usually the kill shot. And Reigns, Uranagi, plants Cody down. Cody might be going night-night. A nice drop kick there from Cody causes separation, but he is not done yet. Sets him up. Pedigree. Plants Reigns' head into the mat. Pinfall attempt. Is this it? The answer's no. As Reigns is back up court though. No crossroads. Spear! Cuts Cody in half. That's gotta be it. Indeed it is. And Reigns beats the former champ. And finally can call himself #1 contender. All that was needed was a little bit of wise man goodness. As Reigns now inches away from the championship. Sunday night, Roman has a date with another Samoan named Joe. As the replays continue to play out, you beg and watch and wonder. Has Roman been readying himself for this inevitable challenge?
Here is your winner, Roman Reigns!
One thing's for sure. Reigns is walking into, well, jumping into the rabbit hole with realistically no stress, no nerves. He's got over the hard hump, and now his date with destiny is finally upon him. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Primetime, and I will see you on Thursday for the go-home show of Breakdown. You don't want to miss that one, because it's going to be explosive the night after Bonfire Night. Peace out.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss that stack, taking big swings.